5 generations have worked the Neff farm in Goshen, Indiana. 90 years after Interra Credit Union was formed in 1932, Interra sat down with 3 Neff generations as they shared both their farm history and how one important family man played a part in shaping Interra Credit Union and our communities today.
I guess I'm the third. I was born in 1935.
I'm the fourth. I've been married 45 years and we've lived here for 43 of them.
I'm the fifth. I've lived here my whole life. And when I was 21, I bought a house in the subdivision over here, which was also part of our family distantly. When they started the subdivision, it's ground that the family used to own. Moved into a house there, and then a couple years after I got married, we built a house on the farm.
Okay, my grandfather asked my dad if he would quit school when he was a junior in high school. He said, if you'll quit school and help me farm, I'll buy this farm. So my dad quit school. We had wheat, we had oats, we had corn, we had soybeans, we had cattle, we had pigs. When I grew up, we had dairy cows, and we had milked, and we had we got feeder cattle in from the west. My father everyone called him Abe, but his real name was John Abraham Neff. When they started the credit union, they needed 7 directors, and they had 6, and they couldn't get the 7th one. And they asked him if he would be a 7th director. And he said, what does it take? What do I have to do to be a director? They said, well, one thing you have to do, you have to put $5 in, because each director had to put $5 in. And he said, well, I can't be a director then because I don't have $5. They asked him how much he had. He said, well, I have a quarter. And he said, well, do you think if you put that quarter in, you could get $5 in a year's time? And he said, well, I think I could. So he put a quarter in. And within a year, he had the $5 in. It makes me feel proud to be a part of it.
Well, I always said my grandfather, Grandpa Abe, was one of the most godlike men that I've ever known. He would base all his decisions on prayer. I never heard him say a bad word about any particular person. I always felt like he was probably the person that I should form my life around if there was an individual on earth.
I don't have a whole lot of memories about Grandpa Abe, but most of what I remember about him is just stories that I hear. I remember him being around and how funny he was, but I've never heard a bad word about him.
He saw a lot of changes. The tractors that we bought were extremely more expensive than they were when we bought them back in the 70s. And the technology with the auto steer and the GPS and all that, something I said we'd never do, we're now doing, and it's working out very well. But we had to change with technology, I guess.
And now that we have it, we can't imagine going back. Who knows, 10 years, 20 years down the road, what we will need here to continue farming. My future goals for the farm are for it to be here if my son wants to take over. We'd love him to do that.
Well, I'm very actually proud of my son and grandson taking over. I hope they can continue farming as long as they want to.
But we love the farm feeling, and your kids can come out and ride on the tractor with you, spend more time with you. It's just much better for the family to be on the farm.
But my father was very, very conservative as a Farm Bureau credit union in Interra, in my opinion, are very conservative.
I've been a member of the credit union since I was born because Grandpa Abe gave us, at birth, if I'm correct, he gave us a passbook with $5 in it to get us started at the credit union. And I've never dealt with any other bank personally.
I'm the same way. I don't remember if I had a passbook when I was born, but I know any money I've ever had saved has been in Interra. But it was Farm Bureau when I was younger too. But everything we've ever done, for me personally, business or personal, has been through Interra.
And I personally has always been with the Farm Bureau and Interra.
I know quite a few people through Interra just over the years. There's a lot of local people that work there and that I've known from my past. And everybody that I know that works there is happy, and they stay there for a long time, which I think is good. If you go to an institution where there's turnover and everybody's unhappy, I don't think that we probably would have stayed there that long. But just knowing some of the people that we do and how committed they are to Interra and they work there, that means a lot.
But I think it's, the integrity and the honesty and personal relationship with them means a lot to me.
I will walk in and they call me by name. They're doing everything that all the banks do, but you still feel like it's a family establishment rather than just a business.
It is cool that when you're in this community, you see everywhere you go, Interra's got their name on something that they're a part of, whether it be kids teams or at the fair. I mean, you see Interra everywhere at the fair. So it is neat to see how invested they are in the community, and it's not just they're not just here to make money and whatever. They're actually a part of the community.
Interra's 7 founding fathers were able to combine their quarters together to start the credit union with just $19.50. 90 years later, the credit union asset size is $1.7 billion, serving nearly 92,000 members. What a difference a quarter can make in someone's life and our communities.